But at least I'm not trapped in some useless body.
Give me a minute.
So I'm confused. Ginyu took my dad's body, but then he tried to take Vegeta's body. But now he's back in his own body, my dad's back in his own body, and Vegeta's...
Still a prick, yeah.
Now, to switch your body to a corpse! Ah, Rat kinda walked into this one. Ribbit. Ribbit. Kurok.
Whoa! For a moment there, I thought that was gonna be me.
You're next.
Wait, what did I do to you?
Remember my tail?
Can't you take a joke?
Hello, I'm JRR, and welcome once again to Roleplay Aid and Aware Rants. Today, before you ask, no, I'm not recording in 3D today, and the reason why I'm wearing the shades is because I have a window open right over yonder, and the light has a tendency to hit me right in the face, so I don't want to be looking all squinty, you know, one of these. Yeah, I don't need to do that all day. So, we're just going to go right to the point of why I'm making this particular video. As you saw from the intro, some of you who don't know Dragon Ball Z probably went, what's the deal with the guy screaming? Well, that's going over the topic today. The powers of ESP and spiritual powers. You know, body swapping. This is actually very interesting to bring up for roleplay. A lot of people don't do it right. A lot of people say they're immune to things, and they're kind of missing the whole entire point, especially if it's been agreed upon prior. Let me give you an example. If you are, say, Jean-Gary Diablo, a soldier for the French militia or some shit, and you're up against the Phoenix. If she wants you to die, you are going to grab your gun and put it to your head and pull the trigger. It's going to happen. But most role players have this tendency of thinking their characters are impossible to beat, or invulnerable to everything, or immune to everything, and they sit there without having a justified cause and go, oh no, my character's immune to that. Doesn't work. Really? Interesting. This is why I stressed before, especially if you're playing, say, on Facebook or on AOL, have like a little character sheet like they did in not Diablo, and I don't know why Diablo, oh, I know why Diablo came up, it's the D. Have a little character sheet a lot like D&D. That's Dungeons and Dragons for some of you who have not done any tabletop at all. Welcome. Get a little character sheet, write down a list of powers, abilities, immunities, things of that nature, so you have it. Some people just use the default, oh, I'm immune to this, and I'm immune to that, and I'm immune to everything, ha 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 ha, because I'm a god, and yada yada yada. Funny you should mention that. You've seen it in the Hercules TV series, you've seen it in the Xena TV series, you've seen it quite a lot of times, actually. Heck, even Dragon Ball Z is about to make a new movie just to pick fun of that. Well, not pick fun of the fact, but they're going to be taking on gods instead of just Kami. It's actual gods. So, go figure, right? Anyway, moving back to point. Everyone is not immune to mental ability. Everyone's not immune to spirit abilities. And everyone's not immune to body-changing abilities. Now, I'm not talking about, say, curse abilities like Ramen 1/2, where you get splashed with cold water, you become a girl or a pig or a cat or panda or a freaking bird of prey or something. No, I mean, as you saw, it's a body change. You use your spirit to inhabit another person and force their spirit into your body, which means you could have a very damaged body, which means you just transfer bodies. Hell, for those of you who've actually read my first book, it came up as a subnote for Zane. How did he live so long? He was body snatching. Straightforward. When one body was about to go, he would take another one. But it's just that simple. It's how strong a person is in using said art versus the resistance of the other person. Now, if you're trying to mind control Jean Grey, you better have a plan of attack. You better have a little bit of assistance. You better have some help. And I know what some of you are going to say. Well, the Hellfire Club did it. Yeah, it took a manipulator, and it took someone else who can get in there, aka Sebastian Shaw and Emma Frost. It took both of them to succeed in convincing the Phoenix. I think that's according to the cartoon, though. According to the comic, I think it was 2 other people. But Emma Frost is usually one of the key players in it. Since Jean, aka Phoenix, has a loose mental grip on reality, she's easy to convince. But you try to do the same shit to Charles Xavier, you need to make sure you have a straightforward plan. With that being said, that'd be like Xavier, like you're role playing with a guy that's playing Charles Xavier, and he mentally controls your person to grab his friend by the throat. Oh no, I'm immune to that. Really? Do you have it anywhere annotated that you're immune? No? Then you're not. I point this out is because, the reason why I point this out is because people love to say, oh, I'm immune to this, I'm immune to that, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this, I'm that. This is why I state early that you should talk about certain storylines. This way it wouldn't seem as detrimental. Some people might have a stronger resistance. Wolverine has a stronger resistance to mind games. He does. It doesn't mean he's completely immune, but he's a stronger resistance factor for it. It's what the situation is. It's just how he is. Why? Probably because his brain's so fucked up in the first place. That's probably why. Dead honest. My character Laser has a strong mental resistance, only because of everything he's gone through. But of course I also explained that in book 2, because there's a technicality on why it's not working with him. There's a big technicality. It's funny, and then when it's read, you're like, ooh, no wonder it wasn't working. It's more of those da-da-da kind of moments. But I digress. The reason why certain abilities work on certain people is because of the difference in resistance versus the power of use. This reminds me of a little thing I saw a while ago in a discussion I had a while back ago, where I kind of joked about the Force being nothing more than telekinetic powers. I can sense where so-and-so is. Yeah, that's just like ESP. You can sense how many brainwaves and whatnot are nearby. Okay, no problem. Force grip. You mean you're using your telekinetic power to grab someone by the throat. You are controlling their throat. You are crushing their throat. No, it's the Force. It's telekinetic ability. Instead of moving a rock, you're grabbing their throat. You're grabbing their windpipe at a distance with your mind, and you're crushing it. Ta-da! Merry Christmas. Well, that doesn't explain, the force push. You're moving an object away from you. Try again. I mean, seriously, if you want to get down to brass tacks, the Force is a lot like telekinesis. But I digress. The point I'm making is, if you don't have your abilities and shit written down, and if y'all don't have anything that you agreed on, then don't sit there and say you're immune to shit when you don't have anything to back it up. If you've never taken a mental art in your life, and then you come back and say, oh no, I'm immune to that. Why are you immune? Is it part of your equipment? Do you have one Magneto's like helmets? No, none of that. You don't have any type of runes on you? No? Okay, well, can't help you. And this also goes with mental manipulation. I think Xena put it best. One of the goddesses, Aphrodite, decided to veer Xena and her little crew away from her little plan. So she pretty much inflicted them with a status. I think it was Gabrielle who became so self-obsessed, like everything focused on herself, that she literally couldn't help but go, "I'm beautiful." While Xena was stuck with fish. Literally, she wanted to fish. Everything was about fishing. It was fish-based. It was like her whole objective in life was to fish. So, that whole episode was pretty much Joxer, Gabrielle, and Xena going through their statuses and still somehow managing to get the job done. It was mind-blowing. But that's the point I'm trying to make. That would be like Aphrodite trying to use the ability on Xena, and the Xena player would come up and go, "No, I'm immune." It's like, no, you're not immune. You are not. There's nothing in your ability that says you are immune to mental manipulation or any manipulation of this sort. But it also shows that even with said manipulation, she still got the job done. Granted, she's still stuck fishing a lot, but that's a whole other kettle of fish. Kettle of fish. See how I do that? Bonus points. Anyway, moving along. Try, if you have a plan for a storyline, bring it up to the person. Just bring it up to them. Tell them what your initial plan is, and most players will have no problem working with you if they know ahead of time. If you just straight come out and go, takes control of someone's mind, they're like, what? Wait, what? No. No. Mm-mm. No. So, bring that up. Hell, even if you do a body switching thing, which is probably a little bit harder to do, I will admit that, just bring up a storyline, and there is a way to do it. There is a way, especially if both of you are on, and you have your little chat up, offline or whatever, you have your little chat, or a way you can communicate between each other. Just go for it. You can talk offline or whatever, and while you're talking, say on Skype or some shit, talking between characters, it's like, okay, look at my wall, this is what so-and-so said, how would you respond to this? Then they would type it out, you'd copy, paste, put it over into the format that you need, and then put it out there. I say it's easy, but at the same time it's very difficult if, say, you're in different time zones and the other person isn't on, but you're supposed to represent being him. It's kind of weird. So body swapping, difficult to do. I get that. Very fine, whatever. Spiritual battles, like spirit to the spirit stuff, again, that's going to be like the big thing I emphasize. Talk to them. Add a character, talk to them. Work on a storyline together. Because a lot of people will be more than willing to help if, big if, they know their character isn't in immediate danger. I'm not saying, oh, keep them completely out of danger. No. You can put them in there. Look at Futurama. They had body swapping a lot in, I think, season 6. There's one of the episodes where the mind and body got swapped a lot. And Mender found himself as a prince, but he was getting stabbed at. They were planning on destroying the prince. Other robots were going to kill the prince, so he had to take off running. Yes, that put him in a danger zone, but guess what? That's how the storyline went. So first thing that I've covered already, first thing, when you use these kind of abilities that are a little bit further on manipulating a character, which could very easily be considered modding or god modding, be careful, or puppeteering. Puppeteering is modding. Puppeteering is a more artistic way of saying modding. I'll say it that way. Those who can control minds and such will more than likely puppeteer your character. Again, make sure you guys have this established and talked to each other first before you just do it. Because when you just do it, that's a no-go. No-go. Let's see. Did I cover everything? Yeah. If you want to use your little mental abilities to dumbify, stupefy, puppeteer, /mod, or anything along those lines against somebody, you better talk to them first. If you're fighting between two people and you decide to use force push or something, guess what? It still works on machines. It doesn't matter if you believe in the Force or not. It still works on machines because it's a telekinetic ability. You're pushing an object away from you. And I kind of say it that way because some people sit there and go, well, my character doesn't believe in the Force. Or my character doesn't have the Force. Yeah, but you can see it in Star Wars time and time again. They use Force push and the droids go flying. It doesn't matter if they believe in the Force or not. They're still afflicted. Again, it's closer to telekinesis. You're pretty much grabbing an item and pushing it away from you. That's all you're doing. So, keep that in mind. Make sure you talk to people out of character for storylines that have this. If you're stuck in a fight and people are using these kind of abilities to like straight mod you, you better talk to them out of character. Or you better have something in your character information that says you are stronger. Your defense is stronger than their offense. Again, if Laser ever gets stuck with it, I can just point them back to one of the storylines, I can point them back to one of the notes, I can point them back to the first book. Pretty easy. All three cases, there's a reason why Laser isn't affected by a mental ability. Again, when you find out in book 2, it's the whole, ooh, that explains a lot. But book 1, you don't get all that information. There's a reason for that. So, I think I've covered it pretty basically. If you want to give a reply on how to describe things a little clearer for other people, or if you have your own way of describing it, which you would think would help push your point a little further, then by all means, go for it. I'm not going to stop you. It's not my job to stop you. In fact, the more information out there about it, the better. I usually don't run into this situation myself. I mean, body swapping, not many people do that because it's actually a headache. You're pretty much role-playing your character who switched with another character, so you're actually role-playing their character on yours, and it starts getting really confusing after a while, and you just, no. It's kind of like how actors play a role, or actors take a role, and then their character is supposed to switch with somebody, so then it's like, so you're an actor who has a role who's acting as someone else. You are A. You're actor A. Your role is B. And somehow your character B is acting like C because you two body swapped. What? But anyway, I'm going to stop it here to keep it somewhat short. Again, if you guys got ideas for how to make spiritual battles or mental battles better, or to make mental abilities more usable, by all means, go for it. But my personal thing, what I would suggest doing, me, personally, I would suggest talking to him out of character and getting a little baseline idea of what's going on. What's going on with the storyline, if it's in a battle, what's going on with that. I can't emphasize enough about issue 2. If you're taking on someone called the Phoenix, and you're just freaking Wolverine, guess what? She can just grab him and throw him if she wants. Usually she won't, but she can grab and throw and be done with it. I'm Wolverine, I got adamantium skeleton, and you're taking on Magneto. Or Magneto, whatever. How well does that usually work? No, it doesn't work. Does not work at all. So, with all that being said and done, I bid y'all a farewell, good day, and you probably can't see the little eye wink, but I don't give a damn. I did it. Be happy.